Meet the Vietnamese tech tycoon who's all in on AI. Trong Gia Binh spent almost 40 years building the country's leading technology company, FPT. A strategic partner of Jensen Huang's chip powerhouse Nvidia, has dubbed his strategy the biggest bet in history. Binh wants Vietnam to be a top source of high-skilled tech talent, and for the next generation to grow up learning all about artificial intelligence. Seizing this moment with a nascent industry to supercharge Vietnam's future and his own. In the heart of Hanoi, the sights and sounds of Vietnam's culture and history are all around. The rhythm of daily life marked out by tradition. But this is also a country hungry for progress, with the government's ambitious growth target of 8% and an emphasis on technology to deliver results. It's a journey that Vietnam and Trong Gia Binh have traveled together, shaped by the past, but now pushing into the future. Binh co-founded FPT in 1988. Originally, the food processing technology company is now known by its three-letter acronym. FPT is Vietnam's most valuable publicly traded tech company. Millions of Vietnamese turn to FPT for their mobile and broadband. But today, more than half its business comes from helping companies integrate new technologies and providing them with services like cloud computing, automation, and increasingly, artificial intelligence.
Your battery is at 20% and not enough to ride you to your destination.
Binh, what's the vision for AI? Is it an equalizer? Will it create a more inclusive society in Vietnam?
AI should be for everybody, from leaders to the working on floor. And we can save 90% of time, 50% of workforce. AI is core in centers of change. And therefore, we invest heavily to AI. Actually, we started more than 10 years ago because we think AI is a way the machine, if in the past, helped our hand and legs. Now the machine helps us in brain.
You say you're going all in this area. What does that mean? Are you betting all your money in this right now?
When the OpenAI appeared, immediately I asked whole corporations study how will you bring generative AI to their job. Luckily, we have partnership with Nvidia, and we immediately decide to build very first AI factory in Vietnam.
I want to talk about your partnership, relationship with Nvidia. How do you intend to build on it?
We buy machines because Jensen said every year the data for world doubling just 1 year, and therefore the world need to increase the AI computing by twofold or fourfold per year. Nvidia, they said only FPT in the world provide complete AI end-to-end solutions. And that is needed because everybody know AI is so important.
Are you getting all your Nvidia chips for your data centers?
Yeah,
that
really.
You need, all that you need?
Really, yeah.
And this is where those Nvidia chips are put to work. I got a tour of FPT's tightly controlled and very noisy Hanoi data center. This network of servers stores, processes, and distributes huge amounts of data. Demand for facilities like this is growing globally. as the use of cloud computing and AI applications explodes.
We're in a room full of software engineers, and we have just come from your data center, your first data center. Some might call it your crown jewel. What is the significance of that data center to you?
That is so significant for us. I give you an example. If those young talents, they have some moral, if they don't have such infrastructures, they spend 1 month, 2 months to understand the idea is good or not. And today, that should be done in days.
Until now, you always think about Nvidia being the dominant player. You always think about the US being the dominant AI player. With DeepSeek, should you be viewing China and China's AI players differently?
Actually, not exactly this, because DeepSeek is innovation for democratizations of AI. Fundamental, still US.
But as competition heats up and companies like China's DeepSeek launch low-cost open-source AI models, big questions remain about the return on investment for the trillions of dollars being channeled into AI.
Here they focus.
One industry where artificial intelligence is reducing costs and increasing productivity is autos, like this quality control system developed by FPT. A camera connected to a computer software application that can identify faults in car parts in a fraction of the time it takes a human employee. The company works with global car manufacturers from Toyota and Ford to Mercedes and BMW.
I think it's a revolution for quality productions.
So it is about accuracy, it is about precision. Right now, it is for the auto industry. Could something like this be used, for example, for watch manufacturing?
For sure, that will be amazing, because watch is so expensive and quality is critical, and this can help.
I'm not really Boris. This is an AI-generated video showing just how far technology has come.
While many of the real-world benefits of AI are still at the theoretical stage, the risks from the technology are becoming clearer, like deepfakes and AI crime, something Bin agrees needs urgent action.
Some bad people, they never follow the government regulations. They underground to develop something dangerous, fake. I think every government should invest more time, more thought, and cooperate closely with the AI community to solve the problem, to make the AI serve the progress, but not for bad purpose.
Another big concern when it comes to AI is jobs, that AI would take away jobs from people. That is a fair concern, isn't it?
We have to educate more AI for people. They should change their job from old job to new job.
Upskilling?
Upskilling, that's critical. Why we commit to re-educate 500,000 people to AI. And that's his challenge for every country, because AI moves much faster than people move, business move, or government move.
Coming up, building the workforce of the future. Why Bin thinks AI can accelerate Vietnam's progress.
100 million people, young people, good educations, and latest technology. That's the only way to go.
When Latitude returns. In a classroom outside Hanoi, Vietnam's next generation of tech leaders is being nurtured. FPT has a network of 5 private university campuses across the country and has trained 150,000 students. Bin believes their skills will be in high demand in Vietnam and beyond. It was a business trip to Japan's industrial conglomerate Sumitomo that led Bin to decide FPT needed to address Vietnam's education shortages and develop the country's top talent.
Message from Japanese company is, yeah, your idea is great, but we don't speak English. And I said, okay, we're going to learn Japanese language and go back to you. And that is key to enter the very difficult market like Japan by speaking Japanese. And we organize same time learning English and Japanese. That's very challenging because in the school or universities, foreign language was very poor and no internet at that time. We opened FPT universities in 2006, and now we need to spread education, both technology and languages. And we try to be in every big cities. And we start with Hoa Lao, Hanoi, and then Ho Chi Minh City, and then Da Nang, and then Quy Nhơn and Cần Thơ. 5 campuses, and now we're going to open more. That's unique because no one university is open such multi-campus.
Alongside private universities, FPT now run private schools with almost 20,000 pupils, and technology is central to their learning. These 6- and 7-year-olds are programming simple robots. They get lessons in coding, how to interact with AI assistants in daily life, and the basics of algorithms.
For Trong Bin, you're never too young to learn AI. That's why he's urging the government for school kids as young as 6 to be taught how to use it.
Within this system, from first grade, they all start with the AI education. They play 4 years, just playing. And then from 5th grade, they start to develop AI by themselves. And STEMs and robotics. I see very clearly how Vietnam should be in future. Vietnam just about 100 million people, young people, good educations, and latest technology. That's the only way to go. Education not contribute much profit for FPT, but from the country point of view, that's most useful contribution what FPT should do. And today we're thinking about every kids, not in cities like Hanoi or Ho Chi Minh City, but kids in the countryside should got the good education. That's what we're going to do now.
So you're leapfrogging?
Yes, exactly.
Still ahead, 50 years after the fall of Saigon, how the legacy of war and Vietnam's struggle for independence left their mark on Bin.
I met Ho Chi Minh twice. I talked to his college, and I learned a lot of things. Quite interesting. And also the whole world histories and so on. I think that's very helped me to see the problem.
When Latitude returns. April 1975, the chaotic final days of the war. As the North Vietnamese army captured Saigon and the US scrambled an extraordinary evacuation, 7,000 people flown out by helicopter. Today, inside of Ho Chi Minh's mausoleum, Hanoi's War Memorial commemorates the men and women killed in 20 years of fighting, a figure Vietnam estimates at more than 3 million. "50 years since the end of the Vietnam War, and the United States is now this country's largest export market, is just one symbol of Vietnam's transformation from ruins to reconciliation." It's a journey that is reflected in Trung Ja Bin's own story, from a struggling young graduate just back from university in what was the Soviet Union to a major player in one of the world's cutting-edge industries.
I returned to Vietnam in 80s, trouble. Inflation is 2 digits. And my classmates came and asked, please save my family. 1 wife, 2 kids, $5. I said, okay, we'll try to do something. I came to ministers of technology progress and asking to set up a company. And he asked me, what products? I don't have any ideas. I said, I just want high techs. And he suggests, okay, in food processing technology, you should have every high techs. I agree immediately. But we didn't do food at all. We start with the computer. And during that time, Vietnam under embargoes. And no one country is teaching us on computers. And the way we do it is to buy books from Hong Kong and to learn by ourselves. And we start with the first projects for ticket booking for Vietnam Airlines. And then we move to the banking, core banking in Vietnam at that time. Step by step, we grow up. And at the first day of FPT, we wrote something, and later on we understood that is our visions. We dream of the powerful company. And at that time, we know just few companies in the world. IBM, for example, Hitachi, for example, and we see they have 3 letters, 3 sounds, and therefore we decide, instead of FPTC, we cut C and put just FPT. We grow fast. We work day and night.
Then you're among the richest in Vietnam, yet you choose to fly economy class. Why is that? Why remain frugal despite the wealth you have accumulated?
I learned from legendary general how they behave, how they do things. And the top of the top, they no distance with the soldiers. I think that's good. Let's do it.
Ben, you've had a fascinating journey. You and your family moved to Hanoi to follow Uncle Ho, Ho Chi Minh, being the revolutionary leader who helped Vietnam win against the French and then the US. On reflection, all through these years, what are some of the thoughts that come through your mind when you think about how, even like in the case of Vietnam, you know, an emerging economy that's now leading in the tech space, and your own journey at FPT, what are some of your own reflections?
Our family originally lived in Da Nang, but my father followed Ho Chi Minh for freedom and independence. He left Da Nang alone to the north. And after 1954, my mother and my sister and brother follow father, moved to north. I grown up in Hanoi, and my youth lack of nearly everything. Don't have clothes enough. I used to use clothes of my sisters. As the youngest guy, I don't have new one, just from brother or from sisters. But really, the spirit of the family, just one: freedom and independence. Every guy have to somehow to serve that purpose. Even for me as a young student, study is a top of job. Even when I graduate, the countries select us and give us the task. Okay, you are a young guy, war will be ended, and your purpose is to build countries after the war.
These are really uncertain times with Trump tariffs impacting every industry. How are you assessing the impact of the Trump administration this time around on Vietnam and Vietnam's economy?
Yeah, that is uncertainties for every country, including Vietnam.
Case in point, since recording this interview, Vietnam became one of the countries hardest hit by Trump's initial tariff salvo.
It's not just about the government in the US, it's also about the government in Vietnam. How should foreign investors be viewing the climate here in Vietnam?
Our Prime Minister said Vietnam should be safest hidden place in geopolitical storms. At current moments, really something big happened with Vietnam. I think the first is clearly announced top priorities is technologies, private sectors, startups.
So you're saying, never mind the politics, growth is there for investors to tap.
Yeah,
Ignore all the noise. Politics is just noise.
that's the real case.
And there are times when escaping from all the noise means making the most of an oasis of quiet, the home been built overlooking one of Hanoi's lakes.
The house has a special meaning, right? For you, it's tranquility, it's peace, it's quiet, especially on the back of the kind of life you lead in trying to grow FPT.
For me, the concept, ideas is most critical. Those ideas not appear in office, be here, in quiet, in relax. But the most critical issues people get here or eat together, drink together, and solve problem together.
Let's talk about this villa. Very traditional, a lot of things of the past.
I live my very first independent life in the farmhouse, and I built it by the memory of the farmhouse, the philosophy they believe, yin yang 5 elements, the concept of the life, of the happiness. They build this kind of roof like boat, and man and woman, and bowl of rice. Everyone should be happy if have somewhere to live, something to eat, and someone to love.
So you're defined a lot by your past experiences.
Yeah, actually, I'm lucky man because not everyone should have the experience of the war and peace, poor and rich, technology progress, the change during my life, rich by experience. Not today kids. They don't know what's the kind of war, how the people should die in front of you. They don't see it at all.
There's an appreciation for what you have now.
And therefore, peace is the most important thing for today, for Vietnamese, and I think for human being, for the world.